Welcome everybody to this is going to be an amazing surf report. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to remember these energies because they're very specific and we need to be very careful. I'll just put it that way. Chris McCleary, National Dream Center, where we're using collective dreams, DreamBot, we're using multiple forms of astrology, we're triangulating the collective influence, and then we're going to talk about how to surf that energy. All right, so here we go. Now, I caution you, this is a really in-depth session. Okay, I put more astrology in here to cover the whole weekend, and we are if you've heard of death rebirth, that should remind you to Pluto, because Pluto is going to be in this surf report. But this is going to be like death, rebirth, death, if you're not careful. Okay, that's how significant this is. Let's get started. And where do you want to begin? Let's start with the red. Party, social. The top word is party. All right, so celebratory, and people want to get their drunk on. Drunk is in there. Crazy is in there. What is going on? I thought that Sun conjunct Pluto was happening. Hold on, we're getting there. How about blue? The blue is death, damage. Die is in there. Damage is in there. So death and damage are both in that meme. Okay, it's very clear. Then the third one is truth and ideals. Okay, this one, the very word truth is in there. Official, accept, set. So everything's set in stone. All right. That to me sounds like Saturn. Let's get started in the astrology, remembering that we want to see party at some point. We want to see truth and ideals, and then we want to see death, damage. All right, I'm not going to let you down. But first, tonight, a little special bonus. As the sun is continuing its conjunction towards Pluto, that doesn't happen until tomorrow. But as it's doing that, the moon is entering a conjunction. Actually, it already did just a couple hours, hour and a half ago, with Neptune. Moon, Neptune conjunction in Pisces. So get your dreams on tonight. This is psychic energy. This is dreaming. This is maybe some precognitive dreams, maybe some real good insights about your life. Oh my gosh. Boy, I really screwed that one up, didn't I? All right. Next, let's look at the 11th. All right. Now that I've got the thing off of Zoom. All right. We now have at 5:38 a.m., this is Central Time, Pluto and Sun conjunct. Now, at the same time this is happening, we're entering a sextile between Moon and Sun. So this is interesting because Sun, Moon sextile is very balanced, but Pluto is pretty much, well, it's kind of balanced. It's like complete destruction and then rebirth from the ashes. So in a way that's kind of balanced. But this is it could be very one-sided. It could, with Sun over Pluto, it could be obsessions, it could be addictions. It could be some very deep subconscious beliefs about yourself, self-talk, negative self-talk could be extreme. And that could be going out throughout the entire day. So look for the depth. But we're going to talk about the solutions here. We're going to wrap it all up into one. So let's look at the influence first. And the neat thing here is that we have kind of this one-sidedness is kind of moderated with Moon sextile Sun. All right, leave it at that. On Saturday, now check this out. Remember, we were looking for party. Saturday is your party day. At first, it's about midday, 1:17 p.m. It's a trine between the moon and Venus in fire signs. And so we have a lot of love. We have love on fire. We have tenderness, harmony, affection. But we also have relaxation, leisure, having fun, and even party is a part of that. Now, Just a little bit later, maybe like 5 hours later, the moon makes a conjunction with Mars in Aries. So now we're feeling very strong, sexy, and brave, and spirited, and energetic, on top of this harmony that we have in Venus. And so it is full up party time in fire signs, no less. So the influence is very heavy in party. All right, that's the influence there. Now, one word of caution, because if you stay out too late, this is what's going to happen. At 3 a.m. Central Time, Mercury makes a conjunction with Saturn, and fairly similar timing is it's a double square in essence, because the first happens the Mercury conjunct Saturn, and then after that happens the moon is far enough in advance to do some squares, and it does a square to both of them, but pretty much at the same time. So it's like a double square on Saturn. And we're looking at ideals and shoulds and truths that we don't want to hear. Okay. And if you're out partying too late and you're beyond intoxication, some things like you have the right to remain silent, getting handcuffed is the extreme of communicating this ideal, communicating this truth. This was the original truth ideal in the DreamBot, and it's not a very pleasant one. It's hard. It's hardcore, hard, cold facts, truths are coming out, and so I advise to do the party thing on Saturday, but on the 13th, you better be sure to make sure that you're paying attention. All right, now we're going to take a breather, and we're going to come back and we're going to nail all this down in a big old summary, and then how to surf this in a very hopefully easy to understand manner. Be back in a second. We start with Pluto because Pluto is what is everybody's talking about, and it's in the DreamBot run. So the destroyer Pluto, heaviness, obsessions, addictions, it kind of it leaves you feeling probably pretty heavy, probably pretty sluggish, or maybe you get smacked in the face, not literally, but with all this subconscious material that comes to light. So these deep inner truths come out, and maybe you get blindsided by that and get stunned by it. No worries, the CIRF report will have the solution for that, but just realize that the influence is there. This last little sequence here, I went through the entire day, and I was going through the CIRF energy. It was clear as day, and I had even briefed this CIRF energy, and I still was blindsided by the energy. It was a couple hours later, after I had it all resolved, I was like, oh my gosh, how did I not? I mean, we need to review these CIRF reports, even myself, to get these, you could get each day. But here's Saturday, party like it's 1999. I'm not suggesting that you get intoxicated and high and all that. That'll get in here in a second, but it is time to socialize, get connected, get out there, release your tensions and relax, but don't stay out too late, because this Mercury and Saturn is going to get you. I would rather be in dreamland and wake up with my dream of handcuffs rather than actually experiencing the handcuffs. So be very cognizant of that. And now let's get into the sidereal, because this is how to surf this. I'm going to make it very simple. We start in, this is tonight, and you notice that all these aspects include the moon. And so I'm looking at this transit here as the most significant one. We're in sidereal Pisces. Sidereal Pisces. It's sidereal Pisces, okay? And so what I am suggesting is maybe not taking all of the Pisces, especially for those of us who don't have any Pisces in us, but taking the best of Pisces. So taking the psychic awareness. Let's just start there. Awareness of what? Awareness of what's happening inside of us. That covers us for tonight. Awareness of the deep subconscious material. That covers us for tomorrow and Friday. Awareness of how we're partying and how we're engaging with social people and in our social club. And that helps us not get too wasted and too out there and acting and behaving like a maniac. Don't be doing that. You know, the alternative is you got all these planets here and the sidereal is Sagittarius. I don't think that's appropriate. That's me though. You guys can choose something else. There is something to be said though about all these planets here in sidereal Sagittarius. For me, I'd rather do the Pisces because I think it's going to be a lot more appropriate for all these oscillations in energy. In Pisces, it's all about awareness. So become aware, and awareness gives you choices. When awareness gives you choices, you can party with discretion. You don't go too much overboard. You can think logically, slowly, not impulsively, not making mistakes that you regret later, especially when we get into the 13th with the Mercury conjunct Saturn. That is not something that you want the world to enforce their ideals upon you because you've done something stupid. Okay. So awareness is key, but we also look at the minimizing the risks of the sidereal energy. And that is, one of them is escapism. The Pisces tend to go deep within and then aren't present. We want to be present. We want to be out in the world, present, but aware. We don't want to be wishy-washy, and we don't want to be binging. There's no, this is the worst time. This is the highest time to be addicted to something, obsessed about something. And so that's why I'm saying the awareness is the key there. Become aware of your actions, of your emotions, of your thoughts, and become less wishy-washy, less binging, less self-sacrificing. All right. Oh boy, that's a lot to take in. I understand that, but let's do this. I think so far this collective energy, collective influence, and CIRF reports, for me, it just hits home. We just do so much better when we're acting in accordance with what the stars are showing us. It's that simple. And what the DreamBot is, what the memes in the DreamBot are showing us. So anyway, have a great weekend. I appreciate everybody who's here. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you for your shares. And let's do this. We'll see you on Sunday evening. Have a good one, everybody.